Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Desi TV USA. I am Taminda Gul. Let's take a look at the very special report. EMGAGE Action Texas has announced its endorsed candidate for the upcoming May 2025 local elections. In its official statement, the organization emphasized that candidate selection was based on strong qualifications, deep understanding of local issues, and a proven commitment to serving diverse communities. As Muslim Americans, the need for elected officials who promote freedom of expressions, religious equality, and who are prepared to address economic and infrastructure challenges was highlighted. Engage expressed full confidence in their endorsed candidates and their ability to fulfill these goals. The endorsed candidates are Afshi Charania, Saqib Sheikh, Muzaffar Vohra, Amir Malik, Nasir Hussain, Zeenat Mitha, William Ferguson, Noshad Karam Ali, Michelle Mekatska, and Rick Garcia. A forum featuring this candidate was held under the joint efforts of the League of Women Voters, EMGAGE, and BakerRipley to introduce Fort Bend County candidates. The event took place on Saturday, April 26 at the University of Houston Sugar Land. The forum featured speeches by several speakers including Carrol, Meccutcheon, and Sonia Rash. Each candidate presented their vision for local leadership. Caramali emphasized smart growth. Michelle Mekaska focused on public safety. Carol Meccutcheon spoke about quality of life. Nushad Karamali highlighted economic development. And William Ferguson addressed fiscal responsibility. Judge Sonia Rash, Justice of the Peace for Precinct 3, encouraged the audience to play an active and engaged role in the upcoming local elections. In the end, the forum aimed to equip Fort Bend residents with the knowledge and awareness needed to make informed decisions in the 2025 elections.
Event that we remain respectful and not venture into hate. So ad hominem attacks will also not be tolerated. And us MCs reserve the right to ask candidates who are unable to hold themselves to this standard to leave the stage. I don't think we're going to do that, and I hope we don't. And we expect the same level of decorum from the audience as well. So I'm now going to pass off the microphone to Nikki, who appears to have
Hi, my name is Afshi Charania, and I live in Fort Bend ISD. I've lived here for about 35 years. I am a product here of Fort Bend ISD, went to local high school, Clements, and I have a son here who goes to Sertasha Middle School. I've been volunteering in this community for over 35 years, which is when I landed here. I'm a graduate of the University of Texas at Austin.
Hello, my name is Rick Garcia. I am on the school board, incumbent, current board vice president, and it's a pleasure and honor to be here. I've been on the school board for 3 years. I've been active and involved in Fort Bend ISD continuously since my son's was in kindergarten. Everything from being involved in the PTO, being a room parent, being involved in campus-based committees, being involved in leadership committees at the district level.
In the U.S., 10% of adults and 20% of Gen Z identify as LGBTQ+. As trustee, what will you do to support LGBTQ+ students?
First of all, I would make sure that the policy that was passed by the board, that was voted in, that my opponent voted for, I would make sure that we go ahead and reverse that, because what that policy is doing is it is actually asking teachers to police genders for our students, okay? That is not needed. That is an administrative task that we're adding onto the teachers. Teachers are not in this profession because we're paying them $100,000 or anything like that, which we should. They're in this profession because they care about the kids, they care about the teaching piece of it, and what we're doing is we're limiting them from what they need to be doing, which is educating our children. That is not something we need to make a burden on top of them. It's not incumbent. If there's other reasons that we need to put this policy in place, let's divide it up, but let's not, this is a small sliver of students, and the minute we start putting these kind of policies in place, we're going to start making these students a target, and there's already bullying in our schools. We need to address the bullying that currently happens in our schools and address that, not add or create additional reasons for that. Thank you.
So I'll correct my opponent once again. This is not going to create an additional burden. And this is not an anti-LGBTQ policy. This is a parents' rights policy. Parents have a right to know what's going on with their child, what their child's saying. I'm a father, I have kids, and I don't appreciate the fact that they're saying that it's being political. The people that are saying it's being political, they're the ones politicizing it, and it is not true. So what happens at home if my son decides they want to identify as, or they want to use pronouns, and I don't know about it, and they're going through something, they're having issues, they're having mental struggles, and then my child goes and commits suicide. Then where is the parent left with the school? And when the school is keeping secrets, when my opponent is sending out text messages saying, I'm all for transparency, but the first thing I want to do is I want to reverse a policy where we're keeping secrets from the parents. We don't keep secrets in Fort Bend ISD. We embrace culture, we embrace diversity. Our high schools have LGBTQ clubs. We support that, I support that. We support freedom of speech, we support freedom of expression, and the policy has nothing to do with that. So I just wanted to make that clear, thank you.
I'm an enterprise data architect, and that is really just a fancy way of saying that I help systems communicate better by using data. When I'm not doing that, I'm a psych nurse. I am able to have really, really difficult conversations in a respectable manner. I speak 5 languages, not because I'm smart, because I'm nosy, y'all. While on the board, I pushed for community engagement and innovative programs and brought things like early literacy, early college, high school, piano tech. Do I get a little bit? She did. Oh, she did? I think I'm sorry.
Thank you.
So much more.
Thank you for those intros. Our first, not just east and west, but north to south. We have a very diverse district, racially, economically, geographically. It's huge. For the 6th biggest district in Texas, and so we cannot have a one-size-fits-all approach to any one school or feeder pattern.
Yes, this is a really big need in Sugar Land. So in particular, one of the things that is inhibiting small business growth is the high cost of rent. Hey everyone, my name is Michelle Meccutcheon. I was born and raised in Sugar Land. I've lived here for 28 years. As soon as I got married, I knew that I wanted to come back to Sugar Land to raise my family here because it's a great place to live.
Good afternoon. My name is William Ferguson. I live here in Sugar Land. Obviously, I've been here for about 18, 19 years. I've been a police officer here in Fort Bend County for 33 years. I've stood on your front line to make sure you guys are safe, and I love doing it. With that said, since 2020, I've been on City Council as your citywide at-large 1 council member, and I love doing it. I love that our...
Good afternoon. I'm Carrol Meccutcheon. I've served for 8 years on City Council, longer than any other current council member, and was Mayor Pro Tem from 2019 to 2020. I'm now running to be the next mayor of Sugar Land.
Good afternoon. It's a hot Saturday morning. I've been at the polls all morning. I apologize for that. Nishad Kermali. I am currently your city council member for Telfair, a new territory in River Park. I've been your city council member for the past 6 years. I'm in my 3rd term. I have not had an opponent in my 2nd and/or 3rd term, and now 5 people are running for my seat today because I'm giving my seat up. So imagine that.
Question with a 1-minute response time is from another audience member. Can y'all still hear me?
Yes.
Fantastic. What steps will you take to make the city more climate resilient, especially in light of Hurricane Beryl and recent power outages? I think for this one, let's maybe...
We need to go back to those basics and focus on that. We need to provide support to the teachers in the classroom, and we need to go ahead and make sure that our programs are expanded and they are really in all of the schools that we have, in all the schools that should be having the programs versus just in certain schools. Thank you.
Same question? So what we need to do is we need to get back to what we started doing is we switched to phonics. So the challenge we've been having with reading, and our students are not reading at grade level, is because several years ago the district had switched from phonics to not phonics. Phonics is really...
It's not incumbent. If there's other reasons that we need to put this policy in place, let's divide it up, but let's not, I mean, this is a small sliver of students, and the minute we start putting these kind of policies in place, we're going to start making these students a target, you know, and there's already bullying in our schools. We need to address the bullying that currently happens in our schools and address that, not add or create additional reasons for that. Thank you.
And this is not an anti-LGBTQ policy. This is a parents' rights policy. Parents have a right to know what's going on with their child, what their child's saying. I'm a father, I have kids, and I don't appreciate the fact that they're saying that it's being political. The people that are saying it's being political, they're the ones politicizing it, and it is not true. So what happens at home when if my son decides they want to identify as, or they want to use pronouns.
So if you all see that right now, social media is a key, and that's how the city of Sugar Land has been doing it. They just start promoting their events and everything on social media. But in city of Sugar Land, we do not have any platform for small businesses where they can promote.
Stay alive. I know it's an issue on 99 where the hospital is. So we need to make sure that we're supporting of those local businesses. But it also gets back to development. We need to have people here. That means we need the jobs here. So if we bring in the big businesses that we've lost, and we give people a reason to live and to work in Sugar Land, that's going to bring back the people that are going to spend their money at these local businesses.
EMS first responder, that's gone very well. Where we need improvement is possibly transparency and getting public input into the new project. I mean, the power plant was one example.
Everybody talks about what they want to do. I'm going to tell you what I've already done for District 2. So in District 2, we have our aging infrastructure. We recognize that. I started out on the Homeowners Association and then worked on our MUD 67, and I was part of that group and the chairman through the annexation with the city of Charlotte.
He took my answer on what the city does well. That's okay, Sanjay, I knew you were going to do it. One of the things, that's one of the things that the city should be able to do better is actually provide options for people that come here and serve us, right, to be able to afford to live with us. And so that's one of the things that I want.
Thank you. So for the last 5 years, as Sanjay said, security is like we should appreciate. Security has been a very good thing in City of Sugar Land, and we need more funds for the security of our Sugar Land Police Department as well as EMS. We need those funds. What we need to do is we are paying 20% of the piece of the pie to the Fort Bend County, as in terms of city, and what we are getting is less than 5%. So the city as
decrease in where can I decrease, but we need to make new transport ways to transport right here in our city, and then I can just to say if I get the position, so I really can do it well.
Okay. Chamber of Commerce, I ran membership 5 years, Literacy Council, Fort Bend. I've been on the leadership forum, and it goes on and on. To get more information, please go to mitaforsugarland.com. I have been involved the entire time I'm here. I am the current commissioner, second term for planning and zoning. I am not just here talking about what I'm going to do. I have done it. I've been there when Anson fought the city trying to get a light over there. I was the PTA president for 4 years. I was also involved with Harvey, making sure all the residents got the information. I'm known as the Harvey girl. I stood up to the mayor when they were trying to put a development where I did not think it belonged. I have been here, I am going to be here no matter what, standing up for the residents. So everything from water, sewer, drainage, we've been through Hurricane Harvey, and we know what happened there. So in 2019, there was a bond issue that was passed to remediate flooding and included approximately $50 million for that purpose. Now, most of those projects are completed. There are some flooding remediation projects that have included the 2024 bond issue, which should finish the flood projects. The traffic issue is another issue. We have the city now that has put in AI. And so there should be a little bit more ease of traffic. Remember, though, that a lot of traffic is not just Sugar Land.
Voted, but if you haven't voted yet, please, as Mr. Pino said, that please go out and vote. Tell your friends to come out and vote, because isn't it sad that only 2% of our membership or our community has come out to vote, and we only have about 3 days left? We all know that our vote is our voice, and if we don't make that heard, what happens? Then don't complain, as one of the candidates says, right? Don't complain if things don't go your way or the way you think that it should be. Now, speaking of me, my name is Judge Sonia Rash. I'm your Justice of the Peace, Precinct 3. That's where we're located right now. I am your JP for all of Precinct 3. And Precinct 3 is a really large area. Not only does it encompass Sugar Land, but it encompasses the Meadows, it encompasses parts of Missouri City and other cities like that. I want to tell you really quickly as a JP what I do, because I have found out that a lot of times, and that's okay, a lot of times people don't know the difference between a JP, a district court, and a county court. So a JP JP is the People's Court. And I wanted to make sure that when I got into office, it remains a case in my court. If you have a case in my court, I am very fair. In other words, I will not talk to you about a case that you have in my court or any other JP court, but I will talk to you if you need advice about certain other things and you don't know where to go to get your resolution. If I can't help you in that, I will find somebody who can. Anyway, my name is Judge Sonia Rash, and I'm running in 2026 for your Justice of the Peace Precinct 3. Thank you.
Hi, Debbie.
All again, now the mic's working soon, and we really need your help. We have an organizing director here, Helen Senpai. I want to recognize her real quick. She's doing her best with our team to turn out voters in Fort Bend County, but we need everyone's help because this election is going to be decided by a small number of votes. And again, thank you all so much. If you need to check your polling location, the League of Women Voters can help you, or someone else can help you outside. And with that, I will let everyone go home.
So thank you for watching and thank you for supporting. This is me, Tabinda, signing off. Stay tuned for more news. Desi TV USA, DTVN and our OTT platform DTV Flex, where you can access to over 3,000 channels. So stay tuned and stay with us.
Neurological care is a pressing healthcare challenge in Pakistan. That's why Helping Hand USA is building Kind R, a world-class hospital with 130 plus clinics that is set to establish new standards for neurological care in Pakistan. As the first phase nears completion, anticipation is growing for the launch in the second half of 2025. Give zakat and sadaqah through Helping Hand USA today and join this historic endeavor to redefine future healthcare in Pakistan.